What's going on, folks? Fight Day live chat. This is a Fight Day live chat / Lucky Late Night type of episode. If some of you guys know what I mean. For some reason, I just decided to start the day off very nice. But still got some stuff to do today in terms of index stuff. I want to have 262 posted for you guys as soon as possible, and then start looking ahead. I think it's just a couple of UFC events that we have moving forward now. But yeah. So the lock of the night streak ends last night. Juan Archuleta takes an L, is unable to defend his title successfully for the first time. Great performance by Sergio Pettis. Didn't really expect it to go that way. I definitely underestimated the striking game of Pettis, and not just his striking game. I knew he was a good striker, obviously. It was his hand speed. He was getting to the punch way quicker than Juan Archuleta, pretty much just countering him so effortlessly, whereas Juan was swinging a little bit more wildly. I thought last resort, Juan Archuleta could possibly get the takedown and drag it to the ground and, grapple fuck him essentially. That didn't work out. Pettis, great takedown defense, great squirming, didn't accept bottom at all. So good for Pettis. But I had a bunch of people hit me up in my Instagram DMs and my Twitter DMs saying, I'm happy that you're back on Free Pick, so I can tell you. Just want to say, it's only $5 a month on Patreon. I'm sure you guys are getting pretty solid value, regardless whether you get the picks. There's also the best bets and props article and a bunch of other shit that I do on there. So I feel good about the one that I dropped today, so I'll just go over my bets for you guys quickly now. My official bets, I have lock of the night play. Get your pens and papers ready. I got Kyle Dawkins and Phil Hawes under 2.5. I got 5 units on it from me. That's $500 at -150. Dog of the night play. I have 2 actually. I got Angela Hill 1 unit at +160, and then I got Marina Rodriguez and Michelle Waterson to go under 4.5 rounds. 1 unit at +185. So hopefully this is the beginning of a new streak. That'll be great. Still was a record-breaking streak for me last time around. I had 11 straight winning events, 10 straight lock of the night hits. Yeah, my previous record was 9 straight, so I beat it by, or 9 straight winning events, so I beat it by 2. But I'm hoping to top that again. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the approach that I've been taking as of late. It's working. Built more than enough of a cushion for this eventual loss to be 100% correct, or 90% correct is insane. 80% is achievable, and that's what I'm at for my plays in that range. This one is a slightly better line that I normally get, -150 for my lock of the night play. So yeah, really liking that spot. Obviously, Angela Hill, you guys have been hearing me to my horn about her all week. I think she'll do a good enough job in terms of keeping this fight vertical and just letting her hands go, letting her striking go, and truly testing that, in my opinion, very sketchy chin. Not just chin, but very sketchy reactive or reactions, I should say, to getting hit on the Hebos part. I think that Angela Hill could absolutely clip her here. May not finish her, but will land the big shots. But I will say Angela Hill to win by KO was +800. Very happy about that. All right, let's see what the chat is saying, since the show is pretty much about you guys. And then on the back end of the show, I'll do the over-under parlay that people always love to get for this one. Again, haven't hit one over the last, 2-3 months, but it's always a little fun. We're always off by like 1 or 2 spots, it seems like. Let me actually see if, let's see how the last one did, and then I'll get to the chat. So the last event was UFC Vegas 25. Wow, we got absolutely butchered on the last one. Went 2 out of 7, so only got 2 out of 7 right. Probably the worst effort I've ever had on an over under parlay. All right, let's see what the chat's saying. Richard Perez in the chat. What's going on, buddy? Michael Robarge. No worries, brother. Anytime. What's happening, Lock? What's going on, my guy? Andrew Marchenko, Morgan Kinsey, top 3 most confident picks in terms of money lines. Well, lock of the night play is Kyle Dawkins versus Phil Hawes goes under 2.5 rounds. So obviously that's my most confident play on the night. And then I'd follow that up with Cerrone and Carlston Harris. Very closely followed by Gregor Gillespie, but I feel least confident about Gillespie. Let's go irregardless. Close in. So many doggies tonight. Yeah. I think when we were at 12 fights, I had 7 of them picked. Now we're down to 10 fights. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of the 10. Might be off on that. Hold on. 1, 2. So Park, Trizano, Hill, Magny, and Waterson. 5 out of the 10. So I think at least half the dogs are going to win tonight. We'll see. Where are you guys at? There it is. Let's get this money today. Tio took it in the chat. What's going on? It's booty. Need Hill to win for a big night. Archer let me down big time last night. Same, man. That's not a good look. My guy Chris White in the chat saying your losses are gain. Exactly. And Chris, I told you, you can just slide in those DMs. I got you, my brother. Irregardless, I told you about Roselock. Yeah. I don't think I had anything official on Zying there. But, yeah, big win for her. Zach Johnson caught MVP last night. That was a great finish. Absolutely busted up the nose. JW, crazy line, in my opinion. Waterson by sub plus 1,000 with Rodriguez gas tank issues. Feel that may be worth a look. Yeah, I already sprinkled that a little bit. Zach Johnson, what's the lock of the week this week? Well, I'm assuming that you meant MVP, but do you have one for tonight? Ben Peak, we got this, and I already think we learned from our mistakes last night. The funny thing is, though, I don't really think I made mistakes last night, right? Like, I trusted Juan Archuleta. I thought he was a high-level opponent. I thought he matched up well. Sometimes guys just don't live up to what you expected of them, and I don't think anything would have changed if I approached tape studying that any differently. The one thing I will say, though, is I wish I had tape studied Stotts at Hill before I locked up Archuleta, as I do think that Stotts was a very good spot. Not making that mistake again, which is locking something up before checking out the majority of the card. Something might jump out to you a little bit more. Irregardless, best can crusher in the game is MVP. Rummy in the chat. What's going on, my brother? Ben, Lucky still like Magny as Doug. So he's not on my official plays, but he, like, if I were to make one more play, Magny would be the one. But I really like the violence bet in the main event. I really like Hill as well. I'd say Magny is my least confident out of those 3+ money plays that I just told you guys, but I still think he wins, man. I think he has a really good shot to go out there and pull the upset. Zach Johnson, you ever think of incorporating Bellator into the Lock Night and Dog Night game? Yeah. I'd have to take a poll. I'd probably have to take a poll. Maybe when this Lock of the Night game ends, we have enough people in it that maybe I could send out a survey and, kind of just get people's reactions to it, what they would like to see changed, added, removed, whatever the fuck. I want to make it a game for the people, right? So if there's an overwhelming response to have a certain thing, then I want to cater to that. But the issue is what I've been when I do my market research regarding Lock of the Night, Dog of the Night Challenge, it's normally just a poll on Twitter that anybody can respond to. And who knows if anybody actually can, who knows if anybody, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. When I post a poll on Twitter, anybody can win, and somebody that's never played the game before can be skewing the results there. So next time, when the Lock of the Night Challenge ends at the end of June, I'm going to send out a survey to the current participants, and hopefully I can get some good feedback on it. But adding Bellator, Short answer, yeah, it would be a cool thing to do. Let's just see how many people will be in for that. JC Klein via round 1 KO, possibility. Andrew Marchenko, Lakuri like under 8K on DK. I think there's a ton of value on the DraftKings right now in terms of like the term is pretty much you're leaving money on the table with the amount of underdogs that are live there, I think, and that's exactly what I'm expecting here. Let me let me just pull up the salaries once again. So in terms of under 8,000, Phil Hawes could absolutely score big here. Obviously, we know his big upside is getting that first round KO. I'm picking Dalkis to win that fight, but I do like Phil Hawes in terms of scoring some numbers for us. Angela Hill, I think she's live for a finish here, and I think she's going to land a ton of significant strikes. The only issue is, again, the scoring system doesn't really favor her, but if she gets to finish, I think I think a lot of people are going to be overlooking her. Neil Magny could be getting a bunch of control time up against the cage, landing significant strikes. The guy is a fucking energizer bunny. I really like him. And then Waterson, again, control time, takedowns, and the possibility of getting a late submission, I believe. There's 4 under 8,000s for you. Now the choice is yours. Irregardless, I'm all over dog money this time. Yep, I agree. Bryce D, always that one over 2.5 line when the fight ends in the first. Yeah. Fender Jazz, good day, luck. I was surprised how dialed in Sergio was too. Lost on that and shut last night. Rare Bellator miss. Yeah. Shut did not perform at all as I expected him to. I took a 0.5 unit stop on him at plus 479. And nowhere did I see the wrestling that I was expecting to see there, except seeing this guy pull guard. That was very unimpressive. And Cloud, confident in Dawkins and Gregor winning, playing a good amount on those. I think they win. I do think the type of style that Phil Hawes brings to the table is something that I always look to fade, which is very minimal and narrow win conditions. And in this case, it's usually that first round knockout. He showed last time around that he could go out there and decision guys, but I don't think that Dawkins is a guy that he's going to go out there and just lay on top of without getting subbed or reversed or whatever the hell. So this should be a great fight for Dawkins, I think. All luck, DFS, Hawes, or Dawkins more likely to get the finish. I think Dawkins, man. I think that mixed in with Hawes's cardio issues, which I still truly believe he has, I think Dawkins is more likely to get the finish, but Hawes is likely to get that first round knockout too. If you're putting a gun to my head in terms of which side do I think gets the finish, it'll probably be Dawkins. I think he wins. Evil Stuff is grieving. What are you grieving about, buddy? MVP is legit. Yep, that's for sure. Danny Legs in the chat on that Hawes under 2.5 as well, minus 145. That's a great line. I blasted the opener. When I dropped on Pinnacle, it was minus 135. The most I can get down was like just under $170. So I just blasted it and it got the line all the way up to minus 147. And I'm just like, okay, let me just sit back. Let me wait till I can get my serious money on it. And then I'll hit it. And then luckily I got minus 150. Killer G says, I really like Dawkins. I'm hoping I can get some great odds after round 1. Yeah, great live betting spot for sure. Spot on picks, do you think it's better to bet Dawkins pre or live? I'd say it's safer live, and you might be getting a better line after round 1. But there is the possibility that he could like still have a solid round 1, and you might get him at worse odds. But in terms of nullifying or reducing the amount of risk that you're taking. We know Phil Hawes is most dangerous in round 1. And if you're okay in terms of passing up on this bet for that slight possibility that Dawkins wins this fight in round 1, you might get a better line on Dawkins in round 2, but you also might not. But in terms of narrowing your risk, just do it live. Bryce D, that's the move, Killer G. Also, sorry, one more thing about spot on picks. You could bet the under 2.5 and then bet it live. Because then if Phil Hawes gets to have first round knockout, you cash. If you take Dawkins after round 2, and even if the fight does go to a decision, Dawkins I think is more likely to win a decision. Again, very sketchy in terms of hedging. I'm not a hedging man, but I'm just trying to give you a little bit of a game plan. Rami's saying I like Trezano too, but if anyone is going to shit in the punch bowl, it's Trezano probably. Zach Johnson, I like Hill as the dog of the night too. Yep. The Czar saying Lock the Night dogs are barking for you. I like it. Tristan Sherhouse, Archuleta screwed me last night in Bellator. All good. The Czar, you're the only one picking a few dogs. I think you're sharp. Thank you. 5 dogs out of 10. It's crazy. I think Hell is going to KO her. If he boss wins, I think he comes by submission. Pettis 170 was nice. I'm just going to skim through this so I can get as close to live as possible. Zarwan 2100 on Pettis. That's a sharp play, man. That's a sharp play. Personally, I don't put too much emphasis on interviews. I believe I thought I saw you tweet something about that or message something about that. I got to watch interviews. Pettis was live. I don't put too much stock into that shit, to be honest. Unless it's something completely alarming that I see on the social medias. I feel like MMA is one of those few sports that you can't really take the interviews too seriously. Like some guys might just talk shit. Some guys might actually have the confidence. It's hard to truly spot it. But if you can spot it, good on you. Brian Anthony is saying found Dawkins Hawes, no round 3 at plus money. Not bad, but in my opinion, I like having that extra 2.5 rounds or 2.5 minutes. Good luck tonight, Zara. I appreciate the support. Yeah, Zach Johnson's card was falling apart. Where did I see that? I saw somebody. Yeah, my guy Rummy's like, you got to get a beard brand sponsor. Eventually. The numbers are starting to look good. Speaking of the numbers, the fucking Patreon's at 380 members. I knew that I would be able to take this places, right? And obviously the win streak really helped out with that. But yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to get this close to 400. I think I just hit another one, which is hilarious. Might hit 400 by next pay-per-view, especially if tonight goes well. Bryce D. Marina, not some crazy knockout artist. Rebus, Chini as fuck. I think Marina is one of the hardest strikers in the division. I just don't think that Hebus likes getting hit, to be honest. Like obviously nobody likes getting hit, but I don't think she reacts well to it. And I think that Hill could sting her and truly mess her up tonight. Bryce D, do you like the over or under for the Tafon fight? I like the over. I think Iron Turtle's durable. I think Tafon is durable, and I think we'll see this one get grinded out over 15 minutes. Andrew Marchenko, to me, seemed like slow-mo finally took a fight seriously. He didn't look soft and bloated like he usually does on the scale, which are major takeaways from the weigh-ins. Yeah, Green definitely looked very good on the scales. He's the lightest he's ever been, 237. I think the lightest he's ever been before was 244 or something like that. But physically, he even looks in much better shape. So he's taking it seriously, but is it enough? I'm not 100% sure. But again, I'm not going out on a limb here and betting Marcos Rodrigo de Lima at minus 195. I've learned my lesson with fucking Mike Rodriguez. I'm not trusting low-level guys at chalk. That's not a lock of the night play. Lock of the night play is go ahead, bet up to 300 if you think that it's worth the shot and you think it's the best spot on the card. For me today, I'm lucky enough, and anybody that's telling me that the under 2.5 in the Phil Hawes and Kyle Dawkins fight is minus 150. That's obviously, I see a ton of value, and I'd be playing that up to minus 250, minus 275, to be honest. Minus 300 even. I think it's one of, if not the safest spot on the card. Yeah, sorry, I didn't even answer your question there. Yeah, Green looked great on the scales. Harris Aguilera looked great on the scales. Tafon, I thought, looked a little off, but he is cutting a ton of weight. He could be good to go tomorrow. I don't think if he loses tomorrow that it'll be directly impacted by what we saw on the scales. Anyone else that stood out to me? Obviously, Diego Ferreira. That did not look good. My guy Newsom brought it up on the podcast last night. He looked the same against Mirbek Taisumov and went out there and had a very solid performance regardless. So who knows how much we can take out of the Fajeda miss. The line doesn't seem to be budging all that much either, so I don't think it's having much of a public, impact. If anything, it looks like people are hitting Fajeda more. So we'll see. Yeah, Jeff Neal again. He was one of the last ones to get on the scale. Didn't look the greatest to me, but again, I don't think it's going to impact his performance. And then yeah, everybody else looked great. I thought everybody else looked great. Zara saying in-game live betting these fights, there's a lot of round one gassers. Yeah, obviously Delima, obviously Hawes. Those are the two that really stand out. Average Joe, I have a 6-leg parlay between Daukus, like it, Green, skeptical about it, Gillespie, like it, Park, like it, Harris, like it, and Neil. I'm on Magni there. So I think Neil and Green might be your shitters there. But Fajeda is live too. Good luck, buddy. I'm truly saying it. I don't think that this is a great parlaying episode. Come on, get your shit together. I don't think that this is a great parlayable event. I think there's going to be some fuckery going on. I don't think not controversy or anything like that, but I think we'll see some dogs bring some upset. Gillespie might end up losing. Like there are crazy things that could happen tonight. Just be very careful. The Zara, I think Soren could finish, but he may fight smart tonight and stay outside to get the win. That's how I'm feeling as well. Joe's saying he lost heaps on that bomb Archuleta. Yeah, that was a bad fight. Very bad performance. Big Bird, this card is back. I don't see any solid parlay pieces all worthy of all these straight bets. My man Big Bird is in my brain. He's in my brain. Brian Haywood saying fate of the night. Haas cardio. If he doesn't get that first round knockout, fade that man. I'd say Alex Morono as well. I think Cowboys really good spot. Even at that slight shock. Tenzi Terry saying I got my lock on Tafon and Ludovic. I was thinking about Phil Hoswell with the odds have got. I will pass. Yeah, Phil Hos. I wouldn't. It's tough to trust him, man. Let's see a couple more performances from him, especially against guys that could be bailed out by solid BJJ if they get stuck under Hos. Unlike Imavov, if he starts passing these tests, then I'll give him a little bit more credence, but not right now. Andrew Osantowiski is saying that he likes that I'm on Waterson. No other cappers on Waterson. Is there really not that much love out there for her? Because I think she's live. But again, I didn't end up betting her. I ended up taking the under 4.5 because I think her win condition is a submission later in this fight, and obviously a decision that could absolutely happen. But Marina Rodriguez, if she's dangerous in that first round, if she's able to stuff some takedowns and start to butcher Waterson, I think she has that type of power to put a girl like Waterson out who's never been knocked out in 12 fights. 12 years. So yeah, tough fight, but I think we're going to get some violence, and the under 4.5 is probably the safest there. And it's that good plus money. Big Bird PH, do we really think Pettis 150-45 seems off? Yeah, 48-47 probably was the right number. Maybe 49-46. It's Booty. Who would you take in a Hebos and Dern rematch? I'd still lean Hebos, to be honest. I'm not completely sold that Dern's striking is evolved, but I feel like Hebos still has more tools, and she looks slightly more comfortable on the feet. But again, once Hebos fights a legitimate striker like Marina and Angela Hill, she's in for trouble. Irregardless is big on Magni, as am I. Matthew Moore, I really hope Klein busts tonight. People are so high on him at the moment. That's so mean, but I get it. Can say dog of the night. I got Angela Hill, and then I got the under 4.5 in the main event. JC saying, Hossie, a split decision. How dare you? The dad father in the chat. What's going on? Andrew hit me with some more love. You do more UFC MMA prediction videos throughout the week than anybody. Much respect. Shows your dedication to the game. Yeah, it's lucky full time. We're approaching a month and a half now that I've been doing this thing full time. And I wasn't going to slow down on the content at all. I was going to pick that shit up. I might have one more thing I'm going to be adding to the rotation. Just sit tight and wait for it. I think you guys will like it. Noah, Magni, and Waterson, I have a lot of in DK because they are underpriced. So, yep, I agree. Tenzi, Terry, link to Patreon. It is in the description below. Check the description of this video on YouTube, and it is right there. Appreciate the support if you do actually end up signing up. Irregardless, Neil versus Neil over 2.5 is only minus 155. I think that's a solid spot. My guy Buzz finally made it live. Appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Every fight day at 1 p.m. Eastern. This is where I'm at, buddy. Royal thoughts on Harris, like it. Klein, I'm picking Chisano, but I could see Klein winning too. Hill, like it, and Cowboy, like it. Yeah, I think I like it. Fender Jazz, after the initial reads, I try to read body language on the walk to the cage, but so often the nervous-looking fighter wins. I do find the overhyped up fighters are often a good fade. Yeah. You start to figure out these things as you start to bet a little bit more and pay even closer attention. Killer G, Green looks better, but that dude's going back to crocheting after he loses this one. Gotta hope if you're a Delima better that he just crashes those legs early. Just let the leg kicks go and try to, and just try to get it done that way. El Paso number 1 MMA lock of the night. My guy, what are we looking at? Marina in the third or Karate Hottie outclasses her to grant our decision? I think Karate Hottie submits her later in this fight, but I like the under 4.5. Fender Jazz, really think Park gets it done tonight. As long as he doesn't die in round 1, as long as he doesn't get knocked the fuck out immediately, I think he has a good shot to go out there and grind this one out. I think he could dictate the pace. I think he could stay active enough, land a good enough damage, mix in some clinch time, hopefully some takedowns. I think he's got it. Igor Gubkin saying call it with Stotts. Great job, Luck. I wish I bet Stotts instead of Archuleta, but it is what it is. Alex Weber is saying I feel like over under bet is high variance than a money line winner at same line. Like over under minus 150 is harder to pinpoint than a money line at minus 150. I feel the other way because like for example, Dawkins here, right? Dawkins is a perfect example in this fight. Like I feel like he's gonna win. I feel like he's good. But there's that uncertainty of Hawes and his knockout power, which is why I feel like I believe both guys are going to get the finish. So I'd rather cover both sides. But in terms of like generally speaking, you could be right. But I feel more comfortable with unders for some reason. Yeah, I'm not sure. D Zimmerly, how much you reading into Ferreira coming in 6 pounds heavy? I thought it was 4.5, but he didn't look like he could make the weight. And I feel for him, like unless he's acting, you know what I mean? The guy deserves an Oscar because that was an Oscar-worthy performance, the way he was heading on over to the scales. But yeah, I'm not reading into too much. I don't think that weight is going to make a difference here with Gregor in terms of Gregor completing takedowns or not. The Czar saying no one's on Waterson. Your boy. So I hope she comes through, especially if, let's put it this way, if Waterson wins by a 5th round submission at the first half of the 5th round, your boy's going to be happy. Let's just put it that way. Just know I'm going to be very happy. Might have a lucky late night. Then again, I'm actually going to be gaming with a couple of my buddies afterwards, but I'll be happy. Just put it that way. Hunter servicing, we hitting this Angela Hill prop tonight. Lock, these dogs are barking. I hope so. This will be hilarious if all the favorites win. That'll be fucking hilarious. Landau saying hit the Giga Yuri plus 250 double. My book was offering last week for 4 units. Nice thoughts on Gillespie Cerrone tonight for 2 units. I like it. I think they both win. I think Gillespie is still in for a tough fight, but I think he gets his arm raised. Irregardless is sketchy on Hadi because of the timidity in that Esparza fight. That was a weird one, right? Like she got outstruck by Carla Esparza, and that was very nerve wracking. My thing here is that I don't need Waterson to win the striking in this fight. I need her to be serviceable enough on the feet that she doesn't get knocked out, and then eventually mix it into takedowns. I think she can do that. Andrew Marchenko, lock. Cowboy and Dawkins are the same price on DK. Who do you like more? Cowboy probably going to be much less owned. I think if Dawkins wins, he puts up some good points, man. Betting wise, I'm more confident in Cowboy. DK wise, I feel like we have more upside with Dawkins in terms of what his ceiling is, but I'm more confident in Cowboy winning that fight. My boy Tajik Bey is back in the chat. Mahler 138, Cowboy or Gillespie in a single entry on DraftKings. I think Gillespie scores more. Again, that might go to a decision, but the way he fights, grapple fucking, control time, all that type of stuff, I feel like Gillespie is, his ceiling is higher. But again, I do think Cowboy has a better chance of winning, but I still have Gillespie winning too. Can say 9 thoughts on first fight. I think Harris wins that. I'm thinking by a decision, but I know a lot of people that I respect are on him to win by submission. But even taking him straight, I think is a solid line. Fender Jazz, do you have any second thoughts on Dilima after seeing how short Green looked at the wins? I don't know. The thing about Green is he's still Maurice Green at the end of the day. Is it really going to help his technique? Is it really going to help the fighter that he truly is while he's getting blasted to the leg, by those big Hajrio Dilima leg kicks? Now, do I trust Dilima to be going out there and making those leg kicks happen? No, I don't trust a low-level fight like that. Personally, I'm staying away from it. But, yeah, Green looked in great shape. I would rather fade somebody that looks bad on the scales than somebody that looked than bet on somebody who looked really good on the scales. It's amazing to look great, but we see people that don't even look great go out there and still have spectacular performances. Alex Weber, I disagree with the overhyped fighter versus nervous fighter on the walkouts. Go with Chandler and Hooker on the walkout. Yeah, that was crazy. Matthew Moore, do you think the Sterling line makes sense? Personally, I think Morono is very live. I think Sterling is one of the safer spots on the card, to be honest. I could be wrong. I didn't make an official bet on him or anything like that, but I think he cruises here. Killer G saying, make sure to add Canelo to a couple parlays if you haven't. Think he destroys him, and if it goes to a decision, well, it's corrupt boxing and he'll get the nod. Yeah, I have Canelo on one of my crazy parlays tonight. Hopefully that comes through. No, I think it's out of parlaying, but the fighter around a method example, Dawkins round 3 sub plus 1,000. Yeah, like I put serious money on the money line and then just back it up with a couple like cherries on top with the method and all that. I did that with Hill today. I'm kind of doing it with Waterson, even though she's not an official bet. Trill Mickelson, we've seen a lot of those Oscar-worthy performances recently. Yeah, you're right. Is my stream not going? I see somebody saying that the stream's not going. Let me just take a quick look. All right. It's going. JC Hosvey decision. I think it's more likely that Dawkins gets the decision, man. I'd be surprised if he allows a gassed Hos to lay on him, especially with the jiu-jitsu capabilities he has and the cardio that he has. Paul Turbo Waterson is tidy compared to this guy. It's not that big of a difference. I really don't think it's that big of a difference. Is Canelo in any of your parlays? I have him in one of my crazy ones. That's the one that I believe I showed you guys last week. It pays out like 25K. I just need Magny, Dawkins, Hill, and Canelo. It's 25K in the bank. Noah saying, please grapple Waterson and Hebus. I agree with the first one. Hopefully not the second one. DXJ saying, no, we have not done the over-under parlay yet. I'll do that probably around 1:50 p.m. Eastern time. Remy saying, Hadi's going to have to throw versus Emrod. She's proven she can hang for 5 rounds. Yep. It's ultimately going to be the takedowns, I think, that wins it for Hadi. Biggs Omega in the chat. Don't forget to drop your lock of the night and dog of the night plays, or submit them, I should say, on my website. I'm not sure if you have already. Maurice Green can watch a volleyball game without moving his head. Cody Painter asking how the test drive go. It went great. I'm finalizing on that Audi A5. Just waiting for a couple things to come in the mail. But yeah, I'm buying the Audi A5. As soon as I buy it, I'll post a picture of it and then I'll put it up on one of these streams so you guys can see it too. But yeah, pretty much in the final stages of buying it. Can't fucking wait. Carter B, skills only matter if they miss, in my opinion. Every fighter has tough cuts. Yeah. Neil A, I see more subs than usual on this card. Every fighter has a potential to end in submission. You are pretty bang on about that, my guy. Yeah, main event, I think so. Cerrone could do it. Green could possibly do it. Obviously, Gillespie or Fajeda could do it. Hebos could do it. Dawkins could do it. And Harris could do it. Yeah, holy fuck. I know that some of those websites usually take that. How many over-under submissions do you see? Could hit the over depending on what the number is. Alex Weber, I'm curious, maybe we should look into recent statistics of win rate of minus 150 money lines and minus 150 unders. Could be interesting if one of them is significantly different than the applied 60% odds. I believe there's a tool on BetMMA Tips that allows you to do this if you are a VIP member. I just want to see something. Yeah, I think you could actually do it here. You gotta do decimal odds and all that type of stuff. Maybe I'll try to get that information for you guys for the next stream. Don't want to be sifting through that form right now. Fender Jazz, thanks for that advice, man, and for all your work and insight. Thank you for the support. It means just as much, buddy. Carter B, Hayden Stevenson, what side do you use to place bets? I have a bunch of them. I got Intertops, I have Bookmaker, Pinnacle, Betway. I feel like I'm missing one. Cool Bets. Ton of different ones. Irregardless, YT, I'm not on Kaldak's hype train. I think he's being conflated and his brother who fights in a shallower division. I absolutely disagree. I think they're both good fighters in their own way, and I think that Dawkins has the jiu-jitsu to make this a tough fight for Hawes, and obviously the cardio advantage. I said this on the stream last night. I think what everybody was hoping to get in Imavov, they're going to get in Dawkins, but in a kind of a slightly different way in terms of with Imavov, they're thinking that they're going to get a guy that's going to keep the fight on the feet, survive the first round, and then knock him out. Whereas Dawkins, I think that it's more dangerous for Phil Hawes, right? Imavov had no idea what to do in this grappling realm. He just kept getting tied up. Dawkins lives in the grind. Dawkins lives in the clinch in the grappling position. So he's active off of his back. He goes for his reversals. He goes for sweeps. He has very good positional awareness. And then he attacks chokes. 8 out of his 10 wins by submission. So if Phil Hawes wants to go out there and try to grind on him and lay on him, I think he's going to be in for a little bit of a tussle, especially when he starts to gas here. DXJC, Dawkins, Roney, Gregor, Harris, parlay. I feel like these are 4 safest plays on the card. I feel a little bit sketchy about Gregor and Dawkins, but I do think they win. Right there with your brother. Carter B, like Morono, but a Cowboy by sub hedge sounds nice. Cowboy by decision could absolutely win too. Where's it going? Killer G, one of my favorite lines in UFC was by the Crochet Boss. Even when you beat me, you're still not better than me. B-Boss 619 Audi A5 is a bad vehicle. I'm hoping you mean that in a good way. Rib Lemons, did anyone else notice how fit Mo Green looked at the wins? Yeah. Earliest or lowest he's ever weighed. DHJC Little Dawkins is actually bigger than Big Dawkins. Yeah, I think he's taller, right? I just realized that. I think he's actually taller. Sean O'Brien, good luck with the picks tonight, Lock. Fading quickly cost me big last night. He coached me in my gym for a few months. Sorest loss of my betting career. Yeah, that sucks. Very, very bad loss, but what can you do? Especially with a loss like that, it's tough. DXJC is big Dawkins is just fatter. Yeah. He's slimming down, though. Biggs Omega is saying, if I need a bookie, what one you recommend? Got to be Coolbet, coolbet.com. Make sure you guys use promo code MMALOTN2. They'll match your initial deposit up to $200, courtesy of your boy. So MMALOTN number 2. Make sure you guys use that and sign up. Carter B. Imavov had Hawes out on his feet with such a tough loss. Yeah, Again, he just kept lulling into the grappling and the clinch anytime Hawes would close the distance rather than breaking away, pivoting off, and letting his punches go. I'm sure he was tired, but when you're seeing you're that close to victory, especially with you being down on the scorecards, go for it. And I think that's what we're going to get here with Dawkins. And he's much more well versed in those situations, I think. Kamala Nihanyu, if you find yourself behind with your picks, do you recommend putting it all on Cerrone to recoup losses, just planning for an exit strategy if that scenario happens? I never, ever, ever, ever recommend chasing your losses because shit could blow up in your face. Only bet what you can afford to lose on the picks that you are confident in. And if you lose, you lose, but you have enough money that you could come back to the betting window next week and make it back or whatever it is. Have a big enough cushion that you're not taking food off your plate or taking the shelter over your head. Please don't chase losses. I think Cerrone's a safe pick. I think he's a good pick. But yeah, don't just go all in on Cerrone if you lose all your bets and think that's going to bail you out. Careful. B-ball 619 saying good way. Yeah. It's black, got the nice tint. You know, I mean, that's my style right there. So I can't wait to show it to you guys, hopefully by next week. Alex Persu hearing things about Park having a chest injury and any insight. Apparently he had staph on his chest. Apparently somebody that I know that knows him and his camp said it's not staph. They could be hiding it, not 100% sure. Yeah, I'd say don't look too much into it. I don't think it'll have too much of an effect on that fight. Carter B, you think odds keeps moving into CDF's favor? It seems like it. You know, it seems like most people didn't watch the weigh-ins and they're taking the weight miss as like, okay, he's trying to use that extra weight to try to out-grapple and out-wrestle Gregor Gillespie. If Gregor Gillespie is going to take you down or attempt to take you down, he's going to take you down. Simple as that. So I wouldn't look too far into that. But I do think the odds keep moving in CDF's way because the majority will think that he's using it to get an advantage. Dawkins, Neil A. Dawkins has good hands. I'm surprised he has no KO wins on his record. Huge reach advantage and good crisp straight combos. I think a good KO against Chinny Hawks. Yeah, or Haas. His striking is improving. It's not crazy good level yet, and that's why I don't think he has a lot of knockout record or wins on his record because he's just been going to his bread and butter, which is taking the fight to the ground and going for submissions, which is why he has 8 out of 10 wins by submission. But his hands are getting better, yeah, and the perfect matchup will allow him to exploit that. So maybe it's tonight. I'm hoping it's quicker, so I don't have to sweat out my under 2.5 too long, but I like it. Kenzie Terry, what do you think about Colston Harris? I think he has some good upside, good grappling skills, perfect stylistic opponent. I think as long as he doesn't get knocked out early here, I think he could go out and get the sub win. Irregardless, saying thanks for the info. No, thank you for coming by. Rib Lemons, why on earth are they going into CDF favor? Easy money. There's never easy money, my brother. He presents good threat, and if he truly isn't compromised by the weight cut, you know, we've seen him. It happened at the Mirabek Taisman fight, similar weight cut, and still had the performance of a lifetime. He's still dangerous. He's still dangerous. Carter B, Dawkins money line with the Haas around one edge. Not bad. I like it. Average Joe feels like Morona is live. Could be. Fender Jazz, my worst night ever was a result of chasing. Yes. Never, ever, ever chase. Don't be a chaser. Don't make it an addiction. Just take it on a week-by-week basis. No, I've been on Marina all week, but gut feeling when woke up had me switch to Waterson 100% DK now. Damn, good luck. She's at a good price. Thanks, Persu. Thanks for the info. Good stuff. I really like Parkinson underdog on DK. Yes, good luck, brother. I hope that comes through for you. Can't believe we're actually at 153 people in this live chat. If you guys haven't already, please do hit that like. But just so you guys know, every 1 p.m. Eastern on a fight day, you guys can find me right here, taking all your questions, comments, and concerns for the card tonight. And I'll also drop a totals for fun Hail Mary parlay for you guys in a couple minutes here. That's another thing people really like about this stream. No, it's saying gut feeling over logic. Irregardless, can't pull the trigger on CDF. Again, it's going to be a close fight, good fight. I think Gregor comes out on top, though. Carter B, don't really understand why people think missing weight is a positive. If anything, it's a negative because of how hard the card probably was. Yeah, I don't think those extra pounds really make a difference, to be honest. Ali TK is Joe Rogan commentating tomorrow? No, he doesn't commentate like fight nights. He'll be commentating next week's card, the Houston one, pay-per-view. Real News MMA, do you think the third degree BJJ will be key? Gillespie is going to be looking for takedowns, but Digger really knows the stuff on the ground, while Gregor is just a wrestler. I think Dariush is bigger. Dariush is a high-level BJJ player himself, so I think that helped him out there. But I think people are underestimating how good Gregor Gillespie is on the ground. I think his jiu-jitsu ties in well with his wrestling style, and I think he's good enough on top with his jiu-jitsu to stay out of the submission attempts of Fajeda long enough until he breaks Fajeda, hopefully by the end of the second round. He might not be a crazy black belt level player like Diego Fajeda, but it works well with the wrestling style that he has, and I think that he is crushing enough from on top that he'll be able to stay out of the submission attempts of the CDF. And yeah, I think he has very underrated BJJ because people just know him as a wrestler, but he knows what he's doing, especially when the fight hits the ground. Rib Lemons, Carter B, statistically, fighters who miss weight to win more often. I think we saw that recently in terms of statistics somebody put out on Twitter. DXJC, any new multi-event parlays coming up? Yep, I believe I just dropped one on the Patreon. Yes, I did. I believe you're on the Patreon as well, if I'm not mistaken, DXJC, but I did start one up today. I have one ending today, like I said, with Hale, Magny, Dacus, and Canelo. Sorry. Any pieces on the next card you think are worthy of parlaying? Personally, pretty big on Jack against Shabazian. Let's not get recency bias into it, right? Shabazian is still pretty good with the striking. I think he could still threaten Jack in the earlier parts of this fight. I don't think Jack is that great of a striker. I think he's hittable. I think Shabazian, if he has the possibility of starting him early, right? Let's remember what everybody thought of him before the Brunson fight. Brunson had a good style to go out there and beat Edmund the way that he did. Jack could do the same thing, but I don't know. I don't know why I felt more comfortable with Brunson than I do with Jack here, but I do think Jack wins. In terms of parlay pieces for next week, I really like Mazzani, which is hilarious, that I feel almost the most confident about her next week. Haven't run any tape yet, but I think that's a great matchup for her. Shevchenko, I think that's a great matchup for her as well. And then, yeah, those are really the only two early ones that I feel comfortable with. I like Barboza. Not 100% sure if I'm going to bet on it. I like Chukagian as well. Not sure if I'd bet on it. And I weirdly like Michael Chandler as well. Real News MMA, Green only has one win in his last four, and it was by a diabetic stroke. Do you think that Algeria gets it done? If not, how do you see it going? I think Algeria gets it done in round one. Blast those leg kicks early. If he doesn't, it's fucked. And yeah, if Green wins, he gets out of the first round and starts putting a pace and pressure on Algeria and possibly finishing him late, especially with the poor cardio that Algeria shows. Kamola, will you be streaming commentating live for the fight? No, I'm just going to sit back and chill out. I'm not doing anything tonight. At most, I might do a lucky late night, super late night tonight, but no promises. Nick Musley, you're a good guy, Lock right now. Thank you. I appreciate that. Jake C. Waterson, KO or submission plus 550 or an 8? Yeah, I think it's live. I think she's more live for a sub. I think she's live for a finish the later this fight goes. Carter B, I know you like Magny. You think a decision or he could submit him? I think it's going to be by decision. Real News, thanks for the insight. No worries, brother. I appreciate you stopping by and enjoying the stream. Michael Luch, don't be surprised by the 150 viewers. These shows are great. Thanks for all the work, man. No, thank you. Again, I really only thought that this was only going to be like a 50 viewer type of thing. If we can blast it off and get to like, like the destination for fight day on YouTube, that would be great. Hopefully I can turn that into this eventually. Got just less than 10 minutes here, so I'll be doing the totals parlay for you guys very, very shortly. Carter B, Edmund could be Joker early in the first. Vittori dropped him early in the fight. Yeah, Edmund still has good striking. I think he has better striking than Jack, so you got to be careful. DXJC laughed my ass off. Gina Mazzini, I get it, though. With Cross in the corner, how can she lose to catch a beating? Right? Like, Keshwara, she has knockout or bust. That's it. And I know a couple people out there that bet Shanna Dobson against Priscilla Cachoeira. Keep that same energy. Bet Gina Mazzani. Whoever bet Shanna Dobson against Priscilla Cachoeira last time around, this is your time to get that money back, I think. Again, I got to run the tape myself, but again, aligning yourself with Krause, how she looked last fight, even though it was Rachel Ostovich. Yeah, Priscilla Cachoeira is a walking punching bag that can be taken down. She's tough. She's great. She might make the full 15 minutes, but I think that Mazzani has this in the bag. Killer G Oliveira Chandler fight doesn't go to decision is at -130, -350 is a good parlay so far. I agree. I can't wait to see what they release the total as. I'm still waiting on that. If they release at 3.5, I think the under there might be my lock when I play. 2.5 would keep me a little sketched up. A little sketched up. 2D roll, what's good, homie? My optimizer keeps saying stack the main card. Hope it pays off. Good luck. Good luck, brother. A bag of cans one. I want Hill to get KO'd so bad. I want Hill to KO Hebus so bad. Just for money's sake. I have nothing against Hebus. No, 150 here. Hit the like for free advice. Yes. Thank you guys. Let's see what number we're at right now. Do appreciate the support. Do I like my own video? Yeah, I do. Why wouldn't you? 44 with 150 people in the chat. Please do hit that like. I do like to hit that at least 100 mark. For some reason, it has something to do with the algorithm, and I can definitely get my voice out there a little bit more to people. So that would be greatly appreciated if you're hanging in the chat right now. All right, Tio took it. Gold lines are popping, bro. Yes, sir. It looks nice in the background. Ryan Kloon, I remember when we were on Brunson against Admin, such a sharp spot. Yeah, dude. Not to mention that third round prop, right? Plus 2,200. Fucking killed that. Carter B, I need to see the stats on fighter records with Krause in the corner. Has to be good profit at least in 2021. I might look at that later. Yeah, I might look at that later and see. A belly diet, Gillespie or Ferreira. I like Gillespie. Jack Reinhardt, have a blessed day. Appreciate you stopping by. Kamala, I love your show. Thank you for your analysis on everything MMA. Do you happen to dabble on stocks? If so, are you a holder of ticker AMC? I am not. No, I haven't done any of that stock stuff. One of my boys does it. He tells me about some medical marijuana companies to invest in and stuff, and I've done it, and it's pretty much helped out. The guys, he knows what he's talking about, so I'll tell him every now and then, but nothing crazy. Kill G, Hell versus Hebus is the battle of the annoying voices. Didn't think about it like that, but I absolutely do agree. Carter B, been tuning into you more recently, one of the top gappers on YouTube right now. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bet Victor just closed my account for a year for asking them to avoid bets. Jeez, that sucks. That's not a good look. All right, let me get to this totals parlay for you guys, and then I'll get back to the chat, and then I'll chill with you guys for another 8 or so minutes, 7 or so minutes. All right, let's pull these totals up. Apologies. All right, let's do Tefon Park over 2.5. We're gonna do obviously Dawkins Haas under 2.5. Magny Neal over 2.5. Cowboy Morono over 2.5. Waterson Rodriguez under 4.5. I feel like I want to add at least one more here. What does that pay out already? Plus 1692. Let's get one more in there. Man, this one's a tough one. I'm gonna go Fajeda and Gillespie under 2.5. And I will put $50 on it to win $2,100. Again, put chump change on this. This is not a lock by any means. This is just us having fun, hoping to cash a lottery ticket tonight. So once again, over 2.5 in Junyoung Park versus Tefon Chukwi, under 2.5 in Dawkins Haas, over 2.5 in Magny Neal, over 2.5 in Morono Cerrone, under 4.5 in Waterson Rodriguez, and under 2.5 in Fajeda Gillespie. All right. There you go. All right, let's see what the chat's saying on the way out of here, and then I'm going to get up on out of here in 5 minutes or so. Neil A, this card is tough card to call. A lot of fights that could go either way. Yeah, I don't suggest parlaying this card. Very, very tough. I just parlayed the totals, but I think those are a little bit safer tonight. But we'll see. Carter B saying Klein, Trezano under 2.5. Not a big fan of that. I do think Trezano is durable enough, and I do think that Klein is durable enough, and I see this go to a judge's decision, but it's a sketchy one. That's why I didn't add it into the parlay. Greg Love, remind you guys to hit the like for you, boy. Appreciate it. James DeVergilio, I'm sorry for butchering your name. Yuri elbow the like button. Please do. Let's see what we at now. We close to 100 yet? 64 and 1. One person disliked it. Appreciate the hate. Buying cryptocurrency is very volatile, but it set me up for life. Always something to consider, in my opinion. Interesting. It really sets you up for life, eh? Let's dance. I do the bungalow when I hear MMA Lock of the Night's opening theme. Let's fucking go. DXGC, I like it. I think there's this one's got a solid chance of heading. I hope so. It'll be nice. Kamala, is Max Holloway awaiting the winner of Ortega versus Volkanovski, or will he be fighting sooner? No news on him fighting sooner. I wouldn't mind seeing him take one more fight, especially with Ortega and Volkanovski taking as long as it's going to take now, considering they're doing the Ultimate Fighter. I wouldn't mind seeing Max Holloway. Like, let's see who see who's sitting at the top of the rankings right now. 145. So he just pieced up Cater. Volkanovski is the champ. Ortega's challenging. Yair is on suspension. I also don't think he deserves a number one title shot there, or a number one contender shot. Chan Sung Jung is fighting Dan Ige. Maybe the winner of that fights Max Holloway, but again, that would be a long wait. Arnold Allen is up there, but I think that'd be too big of a jump for him. Yeah, I don't know. Holloway's in a weird situation. I wouldn't even care if he actually sat out and waited for the winner. Let's go Crowdiati. Yep. Hope she comes through. Carter B, Max in a main event versus another top 10 is easy money for the UFC. Greg Love saying Holloway versus Giga. I don't mind that, but I don't think if he deserves that big of a jump after beating Cub Swanson. Kamala saying we need more blessed fights. I do agree. Giga versus Burgos Barboza winner. I wouldn't mind that. I don't mind that. Name value wise, I think that would be great for Giga to get that. Even Burgos or Barboza. Carter B wouldn't mind Max winner of Barboza Burgos. But the thing is, I believe both of those guys are coming off of losses. You know, to be vaulted into a big slot to fight Max would be weird. I don't think he'll be deserving. But, you know, name value-wise, I think it's a great matchup. DXJC saying give Max the winner and Giga the loser. Again, I think Max deserves something bigger than that, or at least sit out until he gets a title shot. All right, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna wrap the shit up. As always, make sure you guys check out the Patreon. Link is in the description below. $5 a month. Again, Lock of the Night streak ends last night with one Archuleta shitting the bed for us. So that was 10 straight Lock of the Night hits. Now we do hit our first sell. I knew it was eventually coming. 11 straight winning events. That also comes to an end. But I'm hoping, and luckily enough, that we don't have a full week for this thing to stew. I can actually, hopefully right the wrong tonight. Hopefully, Haas absolutely passes out after round one, and Dawkins is able to help him go to sleep. Or Haas goes out there and absolutely puts his ass out in the first round. Either way, as long as the Lock of the Night play hits tonight, I'll be happy. It's all good. Appreciate you guys checking out the stream as always. Make sure you guys hit that like on the way out. Don't know if we're going to hit 100 before we wrap this thing up. 73, but maybe on the back end we'll actually see it. Maybe you guys are just holding out on me in terms of thinking that I'll stick around and wait till it hits 100 likes and then I'll leave. and then just holding out. We'll see, but it is what it is. Appreciate you guys checking out the chat. Good luck on your bets tonight. I might do a lucky late night later tonight. So if you guys are up, I'll come on the chat. Also, if you're on Twitter, I might be doing a Twitter Spaces tonight for about 20 minutes after the fights, just to talk about it real quick. So keep your eyes peeled for that too. All right, I'm out of here. Good luck on your bets tonight. Good luck on your DK and all that shit. Patreon, again, hit that up if you guys want to support your boy. It would be crazy if I could hit 400 before the fights next week. But obviously, if I can get that win tonight, that would help it way, way more. Shout out to everybody that's supporting through the Patreon. Shout out to everybody that's subscribed, that's liked. Good luck on your bets. See you guys next week.